Hello children, myself Kakoli Saha, biology teacher from Giridih Public School, CCL Giridih. Right now we are on lockdown and therefore we have decided to teach you all something by uploading our videos. So please go through it. Hello children, how are you all? In the first part of reproduction in organism, I have already told you all the methods for asexual reproduction. So again, a brief recapitulation of the methods of asexual reproduction. We have already dealt with the different methods to some extent. First it was budding, and you all saw how budding took place in yeast as well as in case of hydra. The next method which we discussed was fission, and in fission you saw two types of fission. We discussed about two types of fission. The first type of fission was binary fission and the second was multiple fission. The first is binary fission. In this you saw the case of amoeba, how binary fission took place in amoeba and how multiple fission took place in Plasmodium. The other method which we were supposed to take up in the next part, that is in part 2, we are going to deal with today. Now in asexual mode of reproduction, we come across certain structures known as zoospores. These zoospores are motile microscopic structures, and they are responsible for forming new individuals, and the best example is Chlamydomonas. The structure of their zoospore is somehow like this, the flagella coming out, which is making it motile, children. So this is the diagram of zoospore. Now the next one which we are going to deal is with conidia. Sorry children, this is conidia. The best example where we can see this is penicillium, which is a fungus. And these are exogenous spores. What they are? They are exogenous spore. I will show you all why it is said to be exogenous. You see, these are conidiophores coming out of the hyphae, and then ultimately you will see certain conidias, means spores in chains coming out of it, and when they fall on a suitable substratum, then each of them have the capability of giving rise to new individuals. Next, which is there in your NCERT book, is the gemmules. This is a very new term for you all, and this is seen in sponges. How does this gemmules? The diagram is very well given in your NCERT book. You will see a structure somehow like this. This is representing the gemmules. A particular gemmule, and in this structure you will find certain jelly-like substance where there are some pointed structures also which are known as spicule, and these are known as archaeocytes, and these are known as spicules. What they are known as spicules. Now you see, we have dealt, how far we have dealt with? First we dealt with fission, then with budding, then we had the zoospores, then we had conidia, then the gemmules. Now we are going to deal with another method of asexual reproduction, and that is vegetative propagation. What it is? It is vegetative propagation, and this is related with plants, even we can get in higher plants. there are certain methods of vegetative reproduction. First method of vegetative reproduction, there are certain structures in plants. Why it is known as vegetative reproduction or propagation? Because reproduction takes place from the vegetative parts of the plant other than the reproductive parts. So there are certain vegetative units in the plants which is responsible for causing that vegetative propagation. Just we are going to take some of them which is there in the NCERT book. Runner, then there is sucker, then the third is tuber, then we have offset, then the other one is bulb. This few we are going to deal with as they are very much mentioned in the syllabus. First is runner. The example is gladiolus. Gladiolus, we are taking the example of gladiolus. Sucker, the best example is mint. Tuber, the best example is potato. Offset, already you all know, the water hyacinth, that is Eichhornia. And bulb, the most common one, it is onion. Then also one thing is missing which was not mentioned. You can include rhizome also, and the best example of this is ginger. What it is? Ginger. All these forms, that is the runner, sucker, or whatever all this we have discussed right now. In runner, what you see actually, suppose if this is the ground level, the stem, this is the part of the stem, this always runs very close to the ground, and this is the part of the internode, and these are nodes. When this nodes comes in contact with the soil, then what is seen that there is development of roots and the stem is already there, and there will be development of the leaves. In this way, in runner, the vegetative reproduction or propagation takes place, and we get so many number of individuals out of it. So many we have discussed: runner, sucker, rhizome, tuber. Take the case of tuber. You all are very much acquainted with this one, that is the potato. You see certain depressions, so certain marks in the potato. In the lower classes, we have told you all these are eyes. These are eyes. What is it? It is a modified stem. It is nothing but a modified stem. And ultimately what is seen, that some birds come out of this region, and these birds are ultimately responsible for plantlets, for the formation of the new plants, that is the plantlets. So you have seen how in tuber the modified stem is responsible for the formation of new individuals. Now take the case of rhizome. Here you have seen the ginger. All of you must have seen the ginger at home. The structure of ginger. Then what you see, there are certain marks you will be seeing in the ginger. Actually these marks, what do they represent? They actually represent the nodes. This is also a modification of this stem. These are the nodes, underground modification, and from these nodes you will see new plants, the arisal of new plants. Now so many examples you saw, the sucker, the mint. Now let us come to water hyacinth, that is Eichhornia. Water hyacinth, that is Eichhornia. Crassipus. Now see, in Eichhornia what happens, it is known as, because of vegetative propagation, what it is doing, it is disturbing the ecological balance of wherever in whatever water body it is growing. So it has been given a particular name that is known as Terror of Bengal. What it is known as Terror of Bengal. Why? Because water hyacinth was introduced in India because of the beautiful shape of the leaves and the beautiful flowers. But because of vegetative reproduction, wherever it started growing, it started to occupy, or rather it was inadhesive, it started covering the entire water body, and ultimately what happened? The water organisms or the other organisms which were there in that particular aquatic ecosystem, they were deprived of oxygen, and ultimately it led to water pollution. So ultimately what we were going to come to the conclusion that runners, sucker, rhizome and all tuber, all these are some vegetative units which are responsible for giving the concept of vegetative propagation, and these units, they are known as vegetative propagules. What they are known as? Vegetative propagules. Now this is not the end of vegetative propagation. You all must have heard about bryophyllum. In this bryophyllum, the leaves are having certain notches. You see, the leaves are having certain notches. And from these notches, what happens? Certain adventitious birds come out. And these adventitious birds are being utilized by the farmers for propagation of or development of many offsprings. So from all the notches, the vegetative or the adventitious birds comes out, and they are responsible for this process of reproduction. Now one thing always is to be remembered, that always under favorable conditions, plants try to undergo asexual reproduction. But what happens? The rest for the sexual reproduction, favorable condition, that means asexual mode of reproduction is preferred. In unfavorable condition, they may go or shift over to sexual reproduction. Now we will deal with the certain phases of reproduction or the certain phases of the lifespan. Now we are going to move over sexual reproduction. So first of all, let us come with different stages or phases of sexual reproduction. Now already in part 1, already I have explained to you all that growth is represented. You have birth, then you have different stages of growth, then after certain stage of growth you have the reproductive phase, then it is aging, and in plants it is known as senescence, and this aging ultimately leads to death. But what we have to see that from birth, after birth there is certain phase of growth, and this growth has to take place until to certain extent, as long as it does not reach the reproductive phase. After the reproductive phase means we will be moving to sexual reproduction. Now sexual reproduction, what is sexual reproduction? we have discussed the difference between sexual and asexual. You all saw there is production. What it is? There is production of gametes as well as there is fusion of gametes. There is fusion of gametes. In plants, we say in human beings the word puberty. When anyone reaches puberty, that leads to the development of the reproductive phase. In plant, this is marked the phase before the flowering. Once the flowering starts, we can say that that phase for sexual reproduction has been started. So let us deal with all these things right now. Formation of gametes, then it is fusion of gametes. Now it is very common that always we see the flowering plants flowering during a particular season or maybe annual, entire year, maybe after 15 days or 1 month, they keep on flowering. But there are some exceptional cases which is mentioned in your NCERT book. That is the case of bamboo. Do you all know that it flowers only once in its lifetime? Only once in its lifetime. Only one in its lifetime. And this may be once in 550 to 100 years when it produces ample of fruits and flowers. Now, next example we are going to deal with an exceptional case is Strobilanthes kunthiana. What this is? Neelkaranji, one more name is given to it, Strobilanthes kunthiana. What you are going to see in Strobilus kunthiana? They flower only once in 12 years, and it was seen way back in 2006 or 8 that in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu, vast stretches of land, it was flooded or the entire land was filled up or covered with blue flowers, large stretches of land, and it was such a beautiful sight to see. So there are some exceptional. It is not that flowering plants means they will keep on flowering every now and then. There are some exceptional cases also, and we have seen that thing in case of bamboo as well as in Strobilanthes kunthiana. Now coming to the animals. This is just the brief description of the chapters till now. Coming to the animals, we see there are two types of, in mammals we will see two types of breeders, seasonal breeders and continuous breeders. We are in case continuous breeders. It is not that only in the winter season or in the summer season we will be able to give birth to young ones. It can occur any time of the year. But in seasonal breeders, especially in the mammals, that is the wild animals, what we are going to see that they has reached the reproductive phase, but they will be able to reproduce or undergo the process of reproduction only during favorable conditions, and they are known as seasonal breeders. What they are known as seasonal breeders. Now in birds, we know that they lay eggs only during particular season. But again there is exception. You must have seen the poultry birds where with the help of artificial stimulated conditions they are made to lay eggs throughout the year. So everywhere the exception continues. In plants also we have seen, or rather we will see, that they will produce flower only when they get a proper amount of sunlight or a particular period of sunlight and particular temperature. That is, the photoperiod plays a very important role in the process of flowering. So there in mammals we will see primates, non-primates and primates. Non-primates and primates. In non-primates, I'll give the examples like dogs and dog and others. this primate you have the apes, monkeys, human beings, so many, dog, cow, so many. When in non-primates, what you are going to see, that they undergo, and all this cycle, they undergo oestrus cycle. What do they undergo? They undergo oestrus cycle. And these primates, what do they undergo? They undergo menstrual cycle. What do they undergo? Menstrual cycle. So how this oestrus cycle and menstrual cycle, what is responsible? They are possible only in placental animals, and due to the regulation of hormonal control, this phenomenon of oestrus cycle and menstrual cycle occurs, and this topic we are going to deal in detail in human reproduction. So I'm not just going into the details of it right now. More or less, we have dealt with different modes of asexual reproduction, and we saw the exceptional cases in case of sexual reproduction also. Tomorrow or in my next video, we are going to deal with sexual reproduction, that is the 3 phases: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization phases, which will be taught in the topic of sexual reproduction. So please wait for it now and watch this video and try to learn something.